Hello and welcome to another episode of We Love Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel once a week. It chooses the horror film and they discuss it. Today we're talking 2016's The Purge election year, which was directed by James DeMonaco. I'm your co-host Alec.
And I'm Eric.
And moving right along through the Purge franchise here, third one we've covered. So, my first time seeing this, I think your first time too?
Yeah, yeah. And also probably one of the only franchises where we've gone in consecutive order. We bounce around like crazy. So
Yeah, that's true. Well, technically, actually, we haven't because the television show takes place between this movie and the previous one. So,
true.
so
So this is like
technically,
a prequel in some ways, right? It's a prequel.
no, no.
The
So
Purge.
the Purge goes the
Oh no,
Purge.
this is 25 years later, right?
Yeah,
From
this
the
is a
Purge
sequel.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one is the third one in the timeline. The next one is the first Purge, which is a prequel,
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
and then the last one is the Purge Forever, which is a sequel to this one.
Nice.
So yeah, the Purge, every movie that seems they broaden their horizons. First one started, it was just in a house, it was like, hey, there's the Purge that's happening. This time we're getting the politics of it and, the candidates that are running and we get to
Yeah.
the new founding fathers, we get to find out more about them. So this is like broadening the world of the Purge and
Yeah, and
it's
it's an interesting take, to see
yeah.
it like brought into politics and stuff. And this came out during the election year, 2016, which is crazy to think about. Not to get into politics at all, which we're not going to do, but it's very sensitive if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean there was a pretty tumultuous election that went on that year in reality. And then this movie also came out. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because this movie it's not really about the election. It's more about like them trying to assassinate the each
Right.
other during the purge. And that is one thing that's pretty interesting is, the rules of the purge up until this point have been you can kill anybody you want, you can do
Mhm.
whatever you want, except you can't go after political figures. And there's a restriction on the types of weapons you can use. You can't use like a tank or like a
Right.
bazooka. Like there's certain rules, but this is the first time that everything's been repealed and you
Yeah.
can do whatever you want. If the president is fair game. You can use any weapons you want. Like if the rules are off.
Yeah.
So a little different. However, I didn't like the time jump. I thought it was very unnecessary, and also they didn't commit because there is
They didn't
nothing.
commit. They
There's
didn't
nothing
commit.
about this that makes me think it's 2040 or whatever.
Well, there's characters in it from the first one at least, or the second one, that are now supposed to be 25 years older and they
There's
haven't aged a day. At
two
least
characters.
they,
There's
yeah.
the stranger from the first movie
Yep.
who's becomes like the leader. I can't remember his name. It's Dante or something. Bishop, I think is his name. He becomes a pretty main character in the second one, and then this one he's a huge character, but he looks exactly the same as he did in the
Yeah.
first Purge movie.
Yeah. Like who on set was like, shouldn't we add like makeup to him to age him at least 10 years, you
Or
know?
just literally make the movie like 5 years later. Like,
Yeah,
why did
why
you make it?
25
It
years
was
later?
18 years
And
later.
or something like that. Yeah, but the technology wasn't like that crazy
The
better.
only
Like,
things that were better in the movie for technological reasons was the bullets had like computer chips in
yeah,
them
they
that
could
could
track
track
people.
people.
Yep.
So I guess there's that. And then otherwise, I mean,
Television screens here and there,
they
right?
looked like it was like a painting that turned into a television screen. So you're like, I
I mean,
guess,
look, 2016 was 10 years ago. How much further have we gone besides AI and stuff? It's not too much different than 2016.
I guess, but like in 15 years from now, nothing's gonna, I mean, dude, like
Another
these
eight
guys,
years would be to
no, it's
compete with it.
2040.
I thought you said 18-year difference
It
from.
is. So the Purge Anarchy took
Okay.
place 18 years before this one. And as far as I can tell, there's minimal advancement in
Yeah.
technology. I
Yeah.
mean, very minimal. So that was kind of stupid. And then same thing, yeah, Frank Grillo, his character,
Mhm.
Leo Barnes, I think is his name. He is the police officer from the second one who's like going to kill the guy that, killed his son or
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
This one jumps 18 years in the future and the guy looks exactly the same and you're like what were they
Yeah,
thinking?
they didn't commit. That's a good way to phrase it. They didn't commit. They were just doing it. And I mean, I'll read the stats real quick just so you know why they do these movies. And there's a reason why there's like 10 of them now. This came out July 1st, 2016, a couple months before the election. Runtime was an hour and 45 minutes. Its budget was 10 million. It made 119 million. So there you
Yeah,
go.
they
Critic
make
score
money.
55, audience 48. So
Yeah,
the reason they're making these movies at this point is moolah. Big time, buddy.
it it wasn't that good. I
It
thought
was
it was
okay. It was fun.
okay.
The action
Yeah,
was good. The action was good. The headshots were cool. There's a lot of fun stuff that happened, but
it's not a horror movie. It's like really not. It's
this
like
this one felt like less suspense and less
it's
horror. The first one, horror.
no, the first one is. This was like Aliens to Alien. Like the
Yep.
first one was
Yep.
like a haunted house with like an intruder and like all this stuff. It was like The Strangers
Which
basically.
had scary moments. This I wasn't scared once.
No,
So,
no, no.
I
This
mean,
movie's action. It's all action.
I feel like we should keep going at least.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like action horror. I mean, it is like the concept is
It's
scary,
scary. Yeah,
but the execution's more of like an action movie. And it felt like a
totally.
video game. It felt like I mean, it felt like the second one where Frank Grillo, that character, he's just escorting people, through the mayhem, and that's kind of what this one was. He's now just
Yeah.
escorting the presidential candidate through all the mayhem. And but really quick, the movie starts off with it's Juliet from Lost. I can't remember her real name. I think it's like Elizabeth Mitchell, I think. But she's the
Yeah.
blonde woman. Her name is Rhodes, I think, in this movie. And she's running for president of the United States, and she wants to repeal the purge. And the reason she wants to do that is because the movie starts off with her and her family captured by purgers, and they literally are giving her like a Sophie's Choice moment. They're
Yeah.
like, all right, we're gonna kill your kids. Mommy's got to choose
One of
which
you
one lives.
survives or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Which
The
is
whole
kind of
family.
weird because you never hear about the daughter again because she chose one of her kids and then she just was like, okay, and we never see the
Yeah.
kid.
It
You think
never
we'd
it
see the kid.
never turned into anything there. Yeah.
So she's like, all right, I survived this horrible incident. I am now going to run for president and change this sort of thing. So that's what's happening, and the new founding fathers have complete control of everything. And yeah, like it doesn't seem like society's doing very well from the purge. Even so, I mean,
You
there's
think about it, if this actually happened, first thing, I mean, the riots that have happened in the past, like the rebuilding that would have to go on, it's just like, God damn it, we got to rebuild this whole city again
yeah,
year after year
this
because
would
people
never work.
that, but also they did dabble in this a little bit with immigrants and people like coming to this country to involve themselves in the purge, which I thought was a cool concept.
No, dude, it's a cool concept, but that's
It's
the
more like a
stupidest
vacation.
thing.
It's not immigrant, it's vacation.
Yeah,
But
it's they're legally here. They're on vacation. They're purge tourists. But here's the thing.
that's like going
With
to Oktoberfest, you know? Like, hey, let's go to the purge in America,
Yeah, you go to
right?
Oktoberfest to drink. This is like I'm going to go to a country where I don't speak the language. First of all, how do they even get guns? You can't just get a gun if you're on vacation in
Vegas you
America.
can. Vegas
I
you
don't
can
not
real
if you're not a
quick.
citizen.
No, you probably could real
If you
quick.
just you're like I don't have an ID, I don't live here, and I'm going to be gone in a week. They're like, here's a gun. Like,
Do you have a pulse? You can get a gun.
all right,
If
maybe,
you want a
but
gun, you can get a gun.
anyways, I thought it was the First Amendment was for, or Second Amendment was for American citizens, but maybe anybody can just come in
Mm,
here and get a gun. I didn't think that was the law, but I don't know. So anyway, so these people are coming from all over. They're like from South Africa and Europe and everywhere, and they're coming to kill Americans. During.
yeah,
But that's the thing. This is an American policy too. So why would this be open to foreigners? Like it would be like, hey, listen, you got to be an American citizen
you
because this is
you'd think they
American
would close
law.
the borders like
Yeah.
three
Yeah.
months before the purge,
Or
right?
at least the week before. It's like if you're not out of here within the week, like you have no rights and you might
I
get
love
killed.
how the airport was so busy too with those people in the airport or
No,
whatever.
no, be
It
dead.
was
Everything
like
would be shut down.
everything would be shut the hell down
Yeah.
weeks before.
So that I thought was really stupid. I thought like it was like fun for a second, but if you think about it for 1 second, you're like, okay, so you don't speak the language, you have no idea where anything is. Like imagine you just got dropped in Berlin and you're just walking through the streets with a gun. You're like, I'm gonna kill people, and like you don't know where the fuck you are. You don't know what anything is. Like I just feel like
Yeah,
that was it was like, oh, that's a cool idea. But if you literally think about it for 1 second, you're like, this falls apart so fast. But
yeah, yeah.
anyways. So yeah, so that's another little thing they added. And yeah, I mean, honestly, there is not too much to this movie once the purge starts. I mean, the beginning of the purge is kind of interesting. There's some deception and stuff, and
There's an election, and then we see like the big man, the election, the politicians, and we see the small people, like the deli owner, and all that. So it's like small and big, like big fish,
yeah.
small fish.
And like, I know the movie needed more because it couldn't have just been the president and Frank Grillo, but like, I didn't really care about
It honestly fell apart in the third act too, which we'll get to. But
I just
uh,
didn't really care about the deli characters. I was like, all right, yeah. I mean, this is just like a tiny incident. Like, I'm way
yeah,
more interested in the president about to get assassinated and like having
I
her
just
Secret
think
Service turn on her.
I just
That's
think it's funny that the day before the hours before the purge, there's a bunch of like people coming into the convenience store, deli market, whatever it is, and they're like starting stuff. She's like, I'm gonna get my Snickers and like it's just like I'm gonna be back
uh,
tonight. It's like really like you're gonna
I
let this like one encounter
dude, I
be
hated that whole subplot. Like, you get these
it takes
two.
years. It takes years to build a purge mentality. That's gonna do it, you
I
know?
mean,
Like, I
these
don't
are
know.
like high school girls who go in to steal from a convenience store and they're like, hey, don't steal from us. And like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm like, why? And then though this is the scene I think that pissed me off the most. All right. So these girls, they, to our lead or one of our lead characters who owns a deli, Joe owns a deli. They're like, we're gonna come back and we're gonna fucking kill you because you wouldn't let us steal candy from you or whatever. So they leave and they come back later in a car that is completely wrapped in Christmas lights to the point where they're just like asking to be seen basically.
Right.
Who the fuck are these girls? They're literally high school students who are in like prep outfits. So they go to like a Catholic school, like a nice school or whatever. Then they show up, they're blasting like Miley Cyrus.
It was
It's
Miley Cyrus.
it's
It's Miley.
2040. You think those high school girls are playing a song from what, like 2010? No. That's not happening either. They'd be playing some fucking crap like that's playing today. Like Miley Cyrus's daughter is probably going to be a musician too, and they'd probably be playing her crap. So, anyways, they're not going to be playing Miley Cyrus. It just that was stupid. That was clearly a moment to be like, that song's popular right now, and it's like, okay. So those girls are playing stupid music. They're driving around in a stupid car, and their guns are all like rhinestoned and gold. And I was like, you girls couldn't even afford a candy bar, but now you have
You
these like gold,
bedazzled your
yeah,
guns,
like diamonds all over the guns. Like,
your $2,000 guns.
none of
Like,
this makes sense. And then so Joe and he's got like a Mexican guy that works with him or whatever, and they're posted up on top of the building, and they shoot that girl in the head. It like
in
hits
the
inside,
ear.
yeah,
Yeah.
blows her ear off. And instead of being like, you know what? It's a candy bar. Like, let's go rob a bank. They're like, we'll be back for you. And I was like, I don't believe these characters. I don't believe that they would ever exist the way that they are. Like,
It makes you think like maybe there's like deep rooted stuff in the Purge where like people have been waiting for years for this
for
to happen.
candy.
But like this candy bar incident happened hours ago. Like that's your Purge? Like, I
And
don't know.
she also said she killed her parents. She's like, I just killed my parents and now I'm here for my candy bar. I was like, this character is
Yeah,
the
yeah. No,
worst character.
it felt silly.
It
It
was
felt
so
silly.
fucking dumb. Everything about it, the car, the music, the guns, the attitude, like I hated those characters. So I'm glad when they got killed. But then, yeah, so
A lot
basically,
going on. So we see that. We see the election going on. We see there's the her one bodyguard and there's like sexual tension with him and her,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like clearly they're gonna be together. It seems like it's more than just like work.
yeah.
And he's protecting her, he's doing a good job. Those like people come in and raid her place.
Well, there's rats on the inside that work
Right.
for her that turn on her. So they like she's got people in her Secret Service
Yep.
party that work for the new founding fathers, and they mess with the computers so that the cameras are all like frozen basically. So
Yep.
then they start killing all of the people that are protecting the candidate, and then basically Frank Grillo has to like kill them and escape.
So they escape, they open a carpet, they go through a secret tunnel, and what happens there? I
Yeah,
don't
so
even.
then they go outside and they start shoot. They have a shootout basically, and then all of a sudden, the briefcase he sets off a bomb on
Oh,
his
right. He
phone.
blows up the whole
So all
place.
of those Secret Service and SWAT people are dead or whatever. So the new founding fathers are like, "Fuck!" They're like, "All right, send in the Ku Klux Klan Nazis." And
Pretty
then
much.
yeah, they like
Pretty
send in
much.
these guys. It's like white power. They have like a Nazi swastika. They've got like the Confederate
The
flag.
helicopter
Yeah,
with
they just got
guys.
everything. They've got like the most racist white guys in the world, and they're like, get them. So they send in those guys, and basically it just becomes a chase movie for the rest of the movie. It's like Frank
Right,
Grillo,
right, right.
escorting his boss, the president, or
Well, he
the
was shot
candidate
too in the shoulder right around here.
by tracker
And
bullet. Yeah,
and then he's wondering why they keep showing up. And
yeah,
he pulls the bullet out and that was probably one of the more inventive things in the movie too. I don't recall any other movie doing that, but that was cool. That was
yeah.
cool.
And that was like one of the
But
only
like how
futuristic
much does
things.
every bullet cost to put a tracker on?
Yeah, probably a
Like
lot.
you're hoping that bullet's the tracker, right?
They probably all have trackers
Sorry,
because
I am picking this apart. I feel
no, they,
bad.
they they definitely all have trackers because that would be so dumb. It's like you shot him like with the wrong bullet. It's like what do you want me to do? I don't have control. It's like yeah, they all have to be trackable.
Every third bullet's the tracker.
That would be crazy. But also
Yeah,
like
no.
you're anticipating you're not going to kill them. Well, actually, they didn't want to kill the president. They wanted to sacrifice her. Oh, that's another thing we missed. So the new founding fathers have this like midnight mass like ritual where
Which we see in the third act. Yeah.
they kill people. They talk about it in the first act and they're like, all right, like we got to find where these people are, basically.
Hmm.
Um, so at this point, we already went over the girls, like the bad girls attacking the deli. So
Yeah.
now it's like,
There's a car chase. Everything happens. The tracker goes to, they gave it to someone who needs medical advice and they take off.
I hated that scene too. I hated that scene,
Right?
dude. Like, unless I'm forgetting something, they weren't in an ambulance or anything, right? They were just in a regular car, like a truck, I thought.
Maybe it had a first aid kit.
I don't think it was an ambulance. I could be wrong, but basically what happens is
No.
all of our main characters are together now. So it's Frank Grillo, the president, and all the people from Joe's Deli. So it's like,
And
like
Frank just took out the bullet.
yeah. And now they're like, all right, like let's pull over here. So they pull over a block, and there's like 100 fucking dudes like lighting shit on fire and shooting stuff. They're like, all right, park right here. It's like, why? So they park there, and then all of a sudden they look out the window, and these fucking guys are coming towards the car. And this was like one of the most racist comments I've like ever heard in a movie. It was like the black dude was like, here comes a lot of like black. I think he said not the N word, but like another
Crips.
N
Didn't he
word.
say Crips or
No,
something?
he didn't know that Crips. But he's like, look at all these like brothers coming up here. He's like, and we must be a bucket of fried chicken to or something. I was like,
Yeah,
why is
that
this
was
in the
bad.
movie? So that was so dumb. And then yeah, a bunch of people come up or whatever, and then he's like, they're black, I'm black, maybe they're Crips. So he does like a
That
Crip
yeah.
whistle, and then they're like, wait, is that a Crip in there? There must be a Crip in there. So they're like, all right. So then they open the door and they're like, we're not here to kill you, but we need medical attention for my son. And it's like, how do you know any of these people know medical
How do you know
attention?
I have a first aid kit
Yeah,
in here?
like so I was like, oh my God. And then he's like, we'll help your son, but you got to do something for us. And then the guy, before even asking, he's just like, all right. And I was like, what? You don't even know you're agreeing to. I was like, this is getting pretty dumb. Like, so they escape. They give the tracker bullet to the kids. Somehow they miraculously heal the son. I didn't know who had first aid knowledge or whatever, but they do.
Oh, the
They
kid's dead.
they give the tracker bullet to these people. So then the KKK Nazis are like, where are they? And they're following the wrong
They
people
show
now.
up and it's just like Crips versus the white Nazis kind of
Yeah,
scene,
big
which is kind of
shootout.
cool, but yeah.
So then they're on the run still, and they're like, and then they run into Bishop, who is the guy, the stranger from the first movie. He's like the resistance
Yep.
leader in the second one. And now this is like his resistance is like, all right, tonight's the night. We're going to go assassinate the new founding fathers. We found where their mass is being held. It's under a church, and we're going to take the tunnel and go in there and kill them. And I was like, nice, great. But the president, the woman, Roan or whatever her name is, the senator, she's like, if you kill them, they become martyrs and I'm going to lose. And I was sitting there like, no, but I was sitting there like, that's what they're trying to do to you right now. So wouldn't you become a martyr then if you got assassinated? Like, what? I was like,
Yeah,
if you,
it's a lose-lose. You think about it. Like if you get assassinated as a president or as an elect, it's like, oh, like RFK. Like, you know, he's one of those people that everyone thought that he was going to be president and he was
Yeah.
assassinated.
So
So
then if the new founding fathers, their whole night is trying to kill this senator who's running for president, wouldn't by that logic she'd become the martyr then? And then like, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of dumb where she's like, I know they're trying to kill me, but we can't kill them because that'll make them a
if I
martyr.
die, I'm the martyr. If
Right.
he dies, he's the
It's
martyr.
like,
We
so
can't
then
have that.
maybe we
We
should
can't.
just kill you then? I don't know.
Maybe
But
we should just kill both. I don't.
or there's that. So then they're like, all right, well, so she's against it, and they're like, we need to take him out or whatever. So then they go to the church. They're like, all right, let's do this. Oh, and but before that though, the senator gets kidnapped. She actually does get
Yes.
kidnapped by the Nazi guys. They take her to the
They put
church.
her on like a Hannibal Lecter stretcher thing.
Yeah. And then what's his name? Frank Grillo is just like, well, it's this isn't an assassination mission anymore. This is a rescue mission. So everybody
Hmm.
gets on board, and they're like, all right, let's go. So they go to this church, and where the church is being held, it's like all the new founding father members, and they're bringing people out to sacrifice. And there's just one dude, I don't remember him from the second one. His name was like Harmon or
It's
something.
been a year at least since I've seen it.
I don't think
But
he was in the second one, but they made him seem like he was important, but like not really. He
maybe he was like the leader in one of them. I don't remember, but I would picture that extent. Yeah.
But yeah, he's dressed up like a I don't know, like a college graduating professor or something like that. And he literally just like takes a knife and is like stabbing this guy in the heart. Like he was a drug addict his whole life, so let's kill him. I was like, oh Jesus. And you see Rowan, the senator, she's tied up and she's watching this happen, and she's just
Mm,
like, Jesus Christ. And they're about to wheel her out next, and you're like, damn. This scene reminded me of Red State. This scene reminded me a lot of Kevin Smith's movie Red State. This scene
really.
specifically, it's
This
creepy.
scene reminded me of Apocalypto when like they're doing like the human sacrifices in
Yeah,
Apocalypto and which is a great movie. Great movie if anyone yeah, chime in. But yeah, that's what I thought of. Like imagine being like waiting to be sacrificed essentially.
that's so scary. And you're just watching them like stab a dude's heart repeatedly, and you're just like, and everyone's like laughing and cheering, and you're like, oh God.
Yeah.
So then they wheel her out. They've got a knife to her throat, and they're about to like start cutting or whatever. And
And
they do
Frank
start cutting.
Grillo
And then everybody comes out and
like
like lights everybody
well
up.
first of all he's like on her throat and he headshots him. Like imagine he just like falls down like with the knife. That's it.
Yeah, he
He's
slices her
already in her
throat.
neck. He was already in her neck essentially.
Yeah, he did. He definitely drew blood. And then yeah, they shoot him. He dies. All of the new founding fathers are like, what the fuck? Everybody just comes a big
And then
shootout,
it's just a huge
basically.
shootout. Yeah, in the church. Yep.
And another just like stupid race line, which I was just like, why do they keep doing this? Was like when they're like all pointing guns at each other, and that Joe guy is just like, now I ain't going to let you shoot these white people. These are all white people, sort of thing. And I was like, why is this in this movie? Like this just adds nothing to it.
2016 was a very, very, very difficult
It
time.
was just
Not like
weird.
today. Today's fine. Today's
And
fine.
and then there was another part too. I don't know if you noticed this. It was like earlier in the movie. He's just like, if that ain't calling the kettle brown, but he says
Yeah.
black. His mouth said black. I saw it. And
But
I was
they
like,
changed it. They
why did they
changed
change
it.
that
Yeah.
to brown? I was like, what is happening in this movie? It's like written by a white guy. It's like a white guy I don't even know what was the point of any of the racial stuff because it didn't add anything to the plot, and it was just like he even said he's like, I don't want to say it, but Negroes. He's like my blah blah blah, and he's just saying that like throughout the whole movie. I was like, why is this in here? But anyways, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Um,
A little
so
bit of that. A little bit of that. A
the
little
big
bit of that.
shootout happens though, and of course, all of the leads survive except for Joe. Joe
Right?
gets shot. They like hide out in this like room or whatever, and that like creepy dude Harmon walks in with a shotgun, is just fucking like blowing
Yeah,
people
dude, that
away.
was sick. I mean, the action was good. The action was really good. Like the
Yeah.
shotgun shots were cool.
And then they hit Joe, and
Like
he
that.
falls on the ground, and he's just like, "Hey, you my white people, you my white people." And it was like, "Stop it, Joe." No, no, he didn't say that. But he's just sitting there like about to die, and then he looks at Frank. He's like, "You got this," and Frank's like, "I got this." And anyway, just really quick, I just want to deviate just for 1 second. I actually like that Leo Barnes character. I actually like him. He is the most like stoic, just like action hero bullshit kind of guy. But for some reason, He reminds me of like a mixture of John Wick and Max Payne, like a perfect combo of them. I just like these like badass dudes who just like they're like they have one mission to protect the girl. Like that's it. And like they can take like bullets and they can do whatever, but it's like at
Yeah,
the
but there's a hint of like maybe I can get with the girl
mm, mm.
too. There's that.
Oh, he loves her. He
Yeah, yeah.
is obsessed with her. And at the end of the movie, they're like together. I mean,
Yeah,
kind
you
of,
see the
but
the hand rub
he
or
like
the
yeah,
shoulder rub.
like squeezes her shoulder, and she's just like, "I'm gonna fuck you later," and then they like walk away. But yeah. So then, what else happens? Joe's dead now, and they're oh yeah. So basically, Bishop, the leader of the resistance, is like, "We're gonna fucking kill the new founding father. Like, I don't care. We're killing the president tonight." And she's like, "Don't do this. Don't be like them. If you're literally gonna be them if you do this. Don't do this." So he goes in. He's got a gun to the president's head, and the president's like, do it, you won't do it, and he's just like, all right, fuck this guy, and he just drags him out. And he's like, all right, and he's like, you better
I mean,
fucking
I'd
kill
punch
me.
him at least,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
smash his face open at least, like break
At
his
least
teeth,
like just like
kick him in the dick, break his teeth, like
take
do
an eye
something.
out, do
Yeah,
something.
something, dude. Make him like rip his ear off. I don't know.
You
Have
can't be a
fun.
president if you're a pirate. Like, like
Dan
cut his head.
Crenshaw, Dan
I'm kidding,
Crenshaw.
I'm kidding.
He's not president, but yeah, yeah, just rip his dick off or something. So do something. Tear his
Do
dick off.
something. Like he
Yeah, yeah.
deserves something.
Yeah, take his pants out, grab his dick, and just
Cut his
go.
dick off. Right.
Yeah, and
We can
then have
talk
him
about this.
peeing in a bag, like have him have fun.
Yeah.
But
Come
anyways,
on. You can't just let him walk like he's healthy. Like
yeah, fuck him up. So turn him into Helen Keller. I don't know. All right. Anyway, so then yeah, so they let him go. Well, they don't let him go, but they bring him out or whatever. And they all survive. I mean, the purge ends.
virgins, alarms
The
go
president
off.
survives. I mean, Joe's dead. They rebuild his deli. I can't remember
That's
I think his
nice.
name. I can't
That's
remember
nice.
the Mexican guy who gets the deli. Marco maybe is
So I think Marco might be it. But
Joe's yeah,
yeah, you
Marcos.
work your whole life, you get killed in the purge, and someone takes over your business. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so then they're like we're gonna because Joe's dying wish was like make sure you rebuild my deli. So they rebuild the
He did do
deli
that, yeah.
and then Frank and she wins. She wins the presidency.
We see we like cuts it how far after the purge? It's like
It's a
four
couple
months later,
months. It's a couple
right?
months. And she wins. And I love the whole movie. It's just like, everybody's telling her, like, how you'll win? You just got to win Florida. And it's like, yeah, yeah, you just need electoral votes. You're right. Yeah, thank you. It's such a good idea. I didn't think if I won Florida, I
Florida.
would win.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
duh.
that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
one. Not Ohio,
Yeah. She's
Florida.
like, duh, the big one with the most electoral vote. Duh, duh. Yeah. It's like,
They
you
don't
should
know
just,
how to vote down
why
there.
don't you
If they get
win?
Florida, we win.
If you just win California, you'll win. She's like, I never thought of that. So it's just like the whole movie, they're like, win Florida and you'll win. And then she wins Florida and she wins.
Yeah.
Um, so she becomes the president. She ends the purge immediately, and everybody's happy, I guess. The purge is over. All of the new founding fathers are out of office. The Ku Klux Confederates are dead. So like this movie ended on kind of a positive note, I guess. Frank Grillo and the president are like, they're in love
They're
now.
pinching each other a little
Yeah.
bit.
And I
Little
don't,
Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky action.
I mean,
All the way
they're
around.
the same
But
age,
yeah, it's
but
like, hey, you're my boss. Don't pinch me on the shoulder.
I think I can't really remember exactly the last shot of the movie though. I feel like it's just like, yeah, the purge is
How's
over.
it end? What's the last shot? It doesn't stick with you, right?
No.
I can't remember either.
It,
It ends with David Bowie, the music,
yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah, they
Yeah, they're in
show
the deli and he's looking at the flag like, all right,
yeah.
America.
And they
Good for you,
oh,
America.
and they
Right? Isn't that how
say,
it
yeah, and
ends?
he hears the radio where they're just like, you're listening to the radio in 2040. Okay. But they're just like, yeah, they're like, there's police, that are people are backlashing, there's fights happening, there's outbreaks and like protests and stuff like that. So you hear that on the radio. So it's like, okay, so that's not over really. The purge is over, but now there's
There's an uprising of people that want the purge back.
and the not the next movie, but the following movie is called The Forever Purge. And I think if I don't know, I've never seen it, but if I had to guess, it would be that like the government collapses and it just becomes the purge all day, every day. And that's, what I would
I mean, that's
imagine.
what this would happen. That would happen if this happened, right? There's no way
Yeah.
everyone's gonna be, oh, the alarm went off. We can stop now. I can't kill you.
Yeah, I don't
Cops are
know.
gonna know if I killed you after the purge.
I don't know. I think the purge idea is like it would
It's
never
extreme.
happen, and if it did, I don't know. I just feel like it's so unrealistic to think like, yeah, one day a year anybody can just do whatever the fuck they want and there's no rules. And like we talked about in the last one. It's like, what about hospitals that have like, people in comas and people that are like being treated for like cancer, like, or that broke their legs and can't walk and stuff like that. They're all just
Yeah,
cannon
no one's going to
fodder.
work that day. No one's going to work that week. Dude, everyone's preparing. So it's just like imagine society shuts down for weeks and then it's just like, oh, rebuilding because everything's
Yeah.
burnt down, there's dead bodies everywhere.
And
They
then
kind of they
that's
kind of teased like a bring out your dead kind of like truck that's like, hey, purge victims, just throw them in here.
Yeah, the other thing is like insurance. It just doesn't make sense because it's like, okay, like you're likely going to have to pay out for my store or whatever like once a year. And it's like, so how fucking expensive would insurance be? Be like, "Oh, you're a small
This
business
would
owner?"
never work.
No.
This would never work. But imagine a nerfed purge where it's nerfed and, you know, instead of killing people, you can assault them. Like there's one person that I can think of in my lifetime that I'm not gonna say who, and it's no one you know, but I would love to purge them. Nerf purge. Like beat the shit out of them. But like
Yeah,
not like
that would
hurt
never
them that
work.
badly, but like, really mess with them up. That would
Somebody would end up killing somebody by accident. Like
because
that would
that
happen.
person's a terrible person. You don't know them. So yeah.
I'm not gonna ask.
You would purge someone, right? Kill or assault. Assault
I
purge? Can
mean,
we do
there's
assault purge?
plenty of people I don't know that I'd like to purge. People I've never met
Yeah,
that are doing
same,
horrible
same.
things.
Yeah, yeah.
But people in my life that I know directly, I don't think there's anybody I want to kill. I mean,
No, I don't want to kill anyone. I'm not a killer. I'm not a killer. But
but there's plenty
I'll I'll break
of
someone's shins, with a tire iron. I don't
yeah,
know.
sure. Well, listen, I don't know. I'm not liking the series, but it's just kind of like it's fine. I don't know why it was so
Well,
popular. Like it's
like I
it's
just
fine.
teased. Like I just teased. I was joking around. But seriously, like that's what makes it interesting is because it's like imagine, like, do you have someone you want to purge? And that's what like the human, species goes through. So it's kind of a cool concept. But
It is. Like on paper, it's pretty cool.
would never fucking work if
No.
this was real.
And they're expanding it more and more. So like, it's not like they're just doing the same movie over and over again. So like there is that, but I think it was smart to have Frank Grillo come back. So you're like, oh, okay, at least I know
Yeah, we
somebody
got
from the
him.
last
Got the name.
movie,
Yep.
but once there's no characters that you really remember or care about. And it just, I don't know. It was fine. It's not scary at all. And it's just,
Yeah, this isn't horror anymore. It's action.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, we'll talk about doing the next one. I mean,
Yeah, no, I'm down. I mean, I'm kind of curious the first Purge, like how did that come to be? So like that definitely is interesting. But yeah, it's a fine series. I'm not hating it or loving it really. It's kind of like it's fine.
eh,
Um, all right.
not your thing,
Well,
more my thing, I guess, maybe.
I don't like dislike them. It's not like I'm like, oh my God. But I just
Like, oh my God, what stupid fucking movie did Eric put on the
no, I
wheel?
don't think that at all. I just, I've always been curious about watching this because I've only seen the first one, before we started doing the podcast, and I liked it, but I never really got into it. And I auditioned
I've
for the,
always wanted to watch them, and this is the only way I'm watching them is being doing this with you, the podcast.
and I
So
auditioned for the TV show like 3 times when I lived in New York. And I was always like, all right, this would be kind of cool, but never got it, obviously. But I'd be down to be in a purge. Why not? Why not? It'd be kind of
yeah.
fun. All right, well, let's spin that wheel. I
But
think we've said our
we shall,
piece.
we shall, we shall. Yeah, we've done enough of this movie. Good movie. Good movie. Not great, but good. All right. Spinning.
It's the same thing again. What's the closest one to we haven't done?
All right, what's the closest one? Fall.
Okay, great. All right, cool. So yeah, fall for next week. My dad's actually coming on for that one. That's one he recommended. And actually, I'm pretty excited to talk about this one because I just watched
Love it.
that skyscraper documentary on Netflix this weekend. Oh my God. Oh my
What's that?
God. Dude, it's a dude that fucking climbs like one of the tallest buildings in the
Oh yeah,
world.
yeah, yeah. The free
The
solo
free
guy.
solo guy.
Yeah,
But it
yeah.
was
I've
it
seen
was
that one.
live on Netflix and I was like,
You
"Oh,
watched it?
I
You
watched the
watched
whole
it
thing.
live?
I didn't watch
Yeah,
it
he's gonna be
live.
fine. I knew. Come on, he's not falling. That guy climbed the El Cap. No
I
problem.
Yeah, this was insane. But anyways, we'll talk about that next week. But thank you everybody for listening into our discussion on the Purge election year, and we'll see you next week with Fall.